This time of year, optimism abounds for this Marlies team. What do you see that you like out of these guys?
I thought today was a really fast practice. Guys were happy to be here. So, we'll find our game as it goes, but I think if everyone wants to get better, we're off to a good start.
Didn't seem like there was much more intensity that you could give in your game, but it does seem like you've ratcheted up just a little bit. What have you done over the summer to prepare?
Yeah, I worked hard like I always do. Try to up my game, and got to keep proving that I'm ready. And whether it happens here or somewhere else, it's up to me to take control over my career and be the best Marley I can be.
Hat trick the other day in the preseason game. It's not often you get into an AHL preseason game. Think that's advantageous heading into a season?
Yeah, it was my first ever AHL preseason game. I figured if I was going to Belleville, I might as well, make the most of it. So it's a good question. As far as I'm concerned, everyone came out healthy, so that's a good sign. For me, just getting off to a good start. Those goals don't count, but they mean something, right? So, I see the puck going in. That's always a good thing for my mentality going into the season. So I'm happy with how it went for our team.
So taking in consideration the hat trick that you just did in the preseason, you were at the Leafs training camp, and last season you did really well in terms of scoring high. How do you feel heading into this season?
Yeah, I feel really good. This is year 4 for me with the Marlies. At least to start the year. I've been here a long time, so I feel like I know everyone really well. It's an honor to be here every day, and for me, whatever I did last year, I want to be better this year. It's a real simple formula. Grow as a teammate, grow as a player, grow in every aspect of my life, and it's a really good place to do that.
So you've played in 7 NHL games, I believe. Obviously that's where you want to get to. What's your mindset like to get back to that point?
It's a good question. A lot of it's out of my control, if I'm being honest. So I'm controlling what I can control, which is getting better here every day and making sure if I am lucky enough to get back there, I can give myself the best chance to stick. But my head is here right now with the Marlies, and my time will come.
Logan, first day with what looks like the solid group. What was your feeling about practice?
Yeah, it's nice to get back to work. A couple of days off after the exhibition game. It's kind of nice after camp to have those days to kind of reset and get ready to focus on next weekend. And that's kind of what today was. Today was more of a work day than structure or systems. It was just about coming out, kind of getting to feel your line mates a little bit, and then just put the work boots on. And it was a long practice, but it was great. It was exactly what we needed.
Hasn't always been the case that you get in an exhibition game at the AHL level. Think that's advantageous for this group?
Yeah, it won't hurt. We come out of there with no injuries, which is that's a big thing. So now we kind of wanted to play just to try to get used to new line mates and new guys on the team. The American League, there's always a little bit of turnover. So with the coaching staff and new players, they can get it kind of adjusted to each other. So it was nice to play for sure.
The optimism around any team at the beginning of the season is pretty good. What do you like about this team heading into this season?
It's kind of what I just said about turnover through players. We kind of do have a good returning group from the last 2 years. So the chemistry's there. We kind of know, our what we're looking for each and every day is kind of set. We want hard work. We want good guys. We want everyone that's going to show up each and every day and just kind of commit to the systems and commit to what the coaches want and work for each other. And I think, we kind of have that here. We just got to make sure we bring the new guys on board with that. If they buy into that, we could have a really good year. But there's going to be ups and downs throughout the season, whether it's wins, losses, goals. No, you can't score. You're going to get through those waves, but that comes with every season, every team. So it's just about managing those ebbs and flows and enjoying the process.
So touching on the subject of bringing in a lot of talent, especially this season, what do you find has most impressed you so far heading into the season?
Impressed me the most? We have it's even a lot of the returners that are here, the improvements that they have made. Bringing in, we have Murray here, Nylander, Gruden, all the new guys too. It's nice to have those new faces with a lot of skill. But like I said, as long as they come to work, it's going to be great. But if you don't want to come to work, then it might be tough. So for us, it's just about making sure that they come each and every day and do the right things. And they're obviously very skilled and very talented players, but just do the right things.
One of those returning players, Alex Steeves, obviously very productive last year. In your time here, how have you seen him grow as both a person and a player?
Yeah, he's a special one. He's like from my time in Belleville before I came here, would have been his rookie year, and he was a lot of fun to watch. He was one of the players, on the Marlies that you always kind of have your eye out for. So coming over to this side and seeing how he acts and how he is as a person and a player, he's one of those guys that whether he's scoring or not, he's still going to work. He's going to work hard each and every night. He does the right things. He plays hard, and off the ice, he's a great teammate, and he's everything that you want in a teammate. He's just, he's going to get his chance to play in the NHL. It's just about him is making sure he stays focused and keep working when he's down here and trying to look for that next call up.
John, there's always a lot of optimism around a team on day one or early in the week. What's your optimism around this team right now?
Well, I mean, it's nice, about as a staff, it's our second year, and we're familiar with a lot of the players. We had a lot of returning guys, so it's kind of like business as usual for our group. I think they know that we expect to win some more games this year, and I just like our driving force with our competitiveness and our depth. All up and down the lineup with our forwards and our defensemen, and I just think they're doing a great job. It has been this way since day one of bringing energy every day to practice and getting excited about it, and I really like the pace of play for sure.
You're heavy on experience here too. Guys like Alex Steeves, Logan Shaw, Joe Blandisi. Is a leadership group for a long time. What's the length of the leadership group, the veteran presence mean for your club early on?
Well, it makes it easier for us. Hopefully they know what to expect, and vice versa. And I give these guys a lot of credit. Some of these guys, that want to make the Leafs. They could come down here and feel bad for themselves. None of them are. They're all working on their game. They're trying to grow it, but that leadership is important to have down here. It's good for the team, and it's also good for the younger players for them to see how they go about their daily business.
Is this the group you'll go with into the weekend, or are there still more cuts to be had?
I don't know. A lot of that's out of our hands with injuries and so forth. There's stuff that happens. So we're just gonna treat it as next man up. We're gonna have to pick. Only 6 defensemen and 12 forwards can play. So we have to make a decision from there, and then if there are things that are going to change, we'll adapt as we go.
What will you work on for the rest of the week? 2 practices and then 2 games straight into it?
I think the first thing is we want to get some chemistry with our lines. I mean, we know some guys have some chemistry, but we also have some new players and some skilled players, so we want to see where they're at and then get them their touches playing together. So that's kind of our focus. Touch up on a few things on systems, but a lot of them had it through Leafs camp, and it's very similar to how we played last year. So it shouldn't be too much new for anybody, and it'll be again. I think everyone's excited to get going and playing a game here.
You guys brought on 2 experienced NHL people onto your team. First, Alex Nylander, and as well as the assistant coach, Steve Sullivan. How do you think they'll be beneficial to your team this season?
Well, anytime you get a player like Alex who's played in both and is that high skilled, and it's nice to have, because he thinks the game at a very high level, and we're just trying to help him grow his game too. And then getting a guy like Steve who's played it, it's so important to have a guy that has played so many games, and when players can feel comfortable going to him and asking him his advice, because he's very knowledgeable in that regard. So we're very fortunate to have guys like that in our locker room.
So Alex Steeves is back this year, obviously very productive last year. What sticks out the most about his game that makes him so successful?
Well, I think the one thing that I think he's okay with being here. He's not content. I think he wants to grow his game, but I think his ability to be coached is important, and he's grown at that. He's gotten better at that, and trying to figure out where he needs to work on in order for him to give himself a chance to ever get called back up. So he's very understanding in that regard, and he's still at that age where he's still got a long way to grow. He can still get better, be a better version of himself. So he's very self-aware of what he needs to do.